Imagine you are sitting in a lab. A researcher points a transcranial magnetic stimulation device at the motor cortex of your brain. They press a button and your finger twitches upward. You would expect the subject to be surprised. But when researchers run this experiment, the subjects don't blame the magnet. They confidently claim that they decided to move their finger entirely on their own. It actually works the other way, too. If the subject genuinely chooses to move their finger, but the researchers fire the magnet at the exact same time, the brain gives up the credit. The subject will swear a computer forced the movement. We spend our lives convinced that we are the authors of our choices, deciding what to eat, who to trust, and how to move. Yet, with a slight magnetic pulse, that sense of authorship evaporates. The conscious you resembles a passenger looking out a window, taking credit for a route it didn't plan. This raises an unsettling question. If you aren't steering the ship, who or what is? To understand our choices, we have to look at anatomy. Instead of a single command center, the brain operates as a massive network of 90 billion neurons functioning in highly specialized, isolated modules. We can observe these modules working in total isolation through the phenomenon of sleepwalking. Walking on two legs is a complex mechanical feat, yet sleepwalkers navigate stairs, cook complex meals, and even drive cars on flawless autopilot. Brain scans show that during these episodes, the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for deliberate decisions, is powered down. While the you part of the brain sleeps, the motor and visual modules handle the work alone. This proves that complex, intelligent human actions require no conscious permission to be executed perfectly. If these unconscious modules are running the show, what is the conscious mind actually doing when it sees the body acting on its own? Dr. Michael Dzoniga explored this by studying split-brain patients, individuals whose brain hemispheres were surgically disconnected to treat epilepsy. In his experiments, the word Texas was shown only to the patient's right hemisphere, the side that cannot speak. The patient's left hand immediately drew a cowboy hat. The left hemisphere, which controls speech, never saw the word. Yet when asked why he drew a hat, the patient didn't say he was confused. He instantly claimed he just liked cowboy hats. The conscious mind acts as a public relations department, inventing logical stories to justify choices it played absolutely no part in making. While the conscious mind is busy telling stories, hidden modules are performing the actual calculations that drive our lives. In behavioral tests, like the trust game, deep brain regions mathematically weigh the reward of greed against the biological signal of guilt. These circuits lock in a decision milliseconds before you are consciously aware of a feeling. These unconscious choices are even shaped by ancestral history. Lab mice can inherit physical brain rewiring from the traumatic experiences of their grandparents, altering how they perceive the world before they are even born. We can see this physical change at the cellular level. When an ancestor associates an odor with trauma, threat-detecting receptor cells physically multiply in their descendants. What we perceive as a free choice is often the automated output of ancient survival data and hidden social math. Why would evolution build such a resource-intensive illusion just to hide the machinery of our own choices from us? Conscious thought is heavy and incredibly slow. It acts as a massive biological bottleneck to action. If you had to consciously calculate every individual muscle twitch required to walk, or every micro-expression in a conversation, you would freeze. You would fail to survive. We see this in sports, where injecting conscious control into a highly practiced task causes performance to plummet. In both athletics and daily life, we call this choking. This automation is an evolutionary necessity. By bypassing the conscious bottleneck, the brain handles the complexities of life at speeds conscious thought cannot reach. There are real-world advantages to surrendering this illusion of control. Neuroscientist Charles Lim used an MRI to map the brain activity of freestyle rappers to understand the mechanics of spontaneous creativity. The scans show that when a rapper improvises successfully, their prefrontal cortex actively powers down. The conscious self-monitoring filter is removed. For true innovation and flow states to occur, the conscious mind must step aside, allowing the subconscious modules to work without interference. This forces a shift in identity. Rather than identifying solely with the PR voice in your head, You are the entire 90 billion neuron network, a system capable of genius without your direct supervision. Accepting this illusion removes the pressure to micromanage every instinct. When you stop overthinking, you allow your brain to navigate the world with the same effortless efficiency as a freestyle rapper.